Well, I don't think I have Carvel Live on. I was recording a league for Channel Firewall because I'm going to be busy the next few days. I usually do it on like Wednesday or Thursday morning. And I recorded with Sultai and it took forever. I had a bunch of really long matches. They're playing a Lurus deck. So I definitely want all these 3 cards. I think he just bought on the land here. That's what I've been doing. Sometimes you get punished. Chewing stream, yeah, I'm late and I didn't even have time to have lunch. The league pretty much took max time. So feel free to mute for the next couple minutes, but I know most of you like that. I don't know if I care about Stitcher Supplier. Could be a bit short-sighted. I'm gonna steal it because they have like village rights and stuff in their deck. Looks like their draw's a bit clunky and I could obviously mill a cat. Yeah, if you ever make a time machine, please use it to go back to the past and tell me to bottom that Woe Strider. Seems pretty essential. I don't even have double black to cast it. I usually do Woe Strider first, but maybe Reaper's just better actually. Because if I hit a cat of the company, then I can start sacking cats and drawing cards. This Reaper is a bit greedy. Mushmoot, thank you for the 18 months. Appreciate you sticking around. Alright, sorry about the clinging. That's not very... Alright. Maybe like Reaper or Woe Strider is like pretty similar, honestly, last turn. I'm not sure if anyone in chat has a good reason like for which one is better first. I feel like it's, you know, being able to sack the 0/1 to scry or drawing a card if they try and kill my Reaper is kind of the same thing. I got my dessert already. Alright, kind of annoying, but not the end of the world yet. Yeah, maybe we should play. Alright, chat, I need a devil and a cat. I'm not asking for much. Pretty bad if I have a claim. Let's see. Killing the young pyromancer right away, yay or nay? I'd have village rights too. I guess that village rights they would have. Are you eating the whole tablet? There was only 3 squares left. Kind of a tough spot. How scary is a claim? Claim's not the end of the world. But them getting an extra 1/1 or 2 is not the end of the world either. What do you think, chat? Can't figure it out. Alright, I guess if I'm going to do it, I should do it in their upkeep at any rate. Alright, I'm just not going to do anything. Yeah, I don't think the 1/1s are going to matter much if their hand is bad anyways. Hey, ride or die. The tweet did okay. What? That does not seem like the play. Maybe. I got 122 likes, 6 retweets. Apparently people don't mind me telling them that they're literally getting farmed for clout. All right. We get to untap. And where'd the wood strider from my graveyard? No need to gamble. Speaking of gambling, I don't think there's a reason to do it on my turn. Maybe I was supposed to cast a Woe Strider from my hand. This way I also had an extra food I could sack. So they're probably going to attack, and they're going to get to Village Rights or Innocent Blood. Village Rights. Whatever, that's fine. They're not attacking. Okay, that's fine as well. Maybe I could have just killed them this turn. Yeah, they probably were dead. Oh well. Probably had them dead on board. Do you care if I submit the list to MTGA Zone? No, I mean, I posted about it and stuff. I think it's fine. Won't matter much after this weekend anyways.
Joining the dark side by not playing a mediocre UW deck, say it ain't so. Yellow hat, Cafat.
Doo-doot, doo-doot. Say it ain't so. Well, hopefully hopefully it's not in vain and I do well in the tournament, you know. I don't just pay for my betrayal. C squared, 15 months was the prime, thank you so much. Alright, let's actually kill them this turn. I think the red black deck's pretty good. I think if, you know, Rest in Peace and Leyline of the Void weren't cards, the deck would be good. The graveyard hate is kind of rough. Am I supposed to bring in a Reclamation Sage in this matchup? No, they can't have Blade Lines because of Blurus. So what's their sideboard cards? I don't know. Shield Breakers? Act of Treason, what for? Yeah, it's bad. It's just bad, really bad claim. I think Butcher's pretty bad in this matchup. Bone Crusher, probably okay, but not great. 4, 5, 9, 10, 11, 14, 18, 22. Vraska seems like kind of whatever too. Alright, staying on these 59 cards. I know I use Act of Treason. Mostly people have Gargaroth in their sideboard. Yeah, they're gonna have Magma Sprays and Braids. Like, these cards can take over, but they're not super good against cheap discard spells. I think more removal for Lurrus is kind of nice, though Lurrus is a bit scary. Alright, we won game 1, which is huge. Now basically if we have like Leyline of the Void in one of our opening 7s, we just win. Five lands is a lot, all shock lands is annoying, and I don't have Leyline, so I'm gonna mulligan. And nice deck. Stazi's bad in this kind of deck. It's fine, I don't know. I didn't feel like I needed it in any matchup in particular. But I didn't play with it. I don't know. It's kind of okay against goblins. It's kind of okay against everyone, but not super exciting. And with company in your deck, I think claim is more important. Claim and oven. And once you have these cards, you don't have much left. You know, you can't play a billion spells. Free Hazoret in the sideboard, yeah. I mean, Hazoret's not going to save you against Cat Oven and stuff, but yeah, obviously it's good to have cards that are not affected by Leyline in your sideboard. I mean, if you look at my sideboard, it's a lot of the same thing. Like, my deck doesn't scoop as badly on a Leyline, but most of the cards in my sideboard don't really care about Leyline and Rest in Peace, whether it's Vraska, Korvold, you know, Reclamation Sages like answers to that card, etc. I don't like to scry when I'm happy if I draw in and happy if I draw a spell. I'd rather save the creatures for later, etc. You know, if they do have Hazoret. Red cap melee. I guess it's kind of the same deal. Still pretty happy with lands or spells. I could say this is like kind of, I think it's pretty marginal spots, but also kind of kind of hard to know if you're supposed to scry or not in these spots. Oh, right, they have to sack a land if I don't sack it. Yeah, totally missed that, obviously. Thank you. If you scry a cat with your bottom, nah, a cat is really good in these spots. Once you have Leyline and a cat oven, it's almost impossible for them to win. Especially if we think they're on Hazoret, you know. If that's what people are doing, then cat oven's the best thing you can have against Hazoret. Hero of the plebs. No, man, I just want you to keep subbing. Gotta keep my subs happy. I would sing it too, but I don't know the lyrics. If If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, na-na-na-na-na. Oh, whoops. Oh, whatever. This game is mucho over. Mucho over. Doesn't that mean you should not scam channel points for subs? But that's the thing. Deep down, you like it. You like getting scammed. Because then you can complain and make fun of me for scamming you. Kind of like when I didn't speak French earlier when someone redeemed. I just forgot, man. My brain, I literally like it goes in one way and comes out the other. I even wonder how I remember anything ever, honestly. Opponent. Oh, what you got? Yeah, exactly. You just want to feel something. Clutch tower over here. Totally clutch. Alright, I'll do the push-ups. Also, je peux parler le français pendant 2 minutes. C'était qui? C'était Kimo qui avait redeem ça? Omelette du fromage. C'est-à-dire que je dois parler français pendant 2 minutes. Ok. Pas mal la main. On dirait que ça joue gobelin en face. Les petits gobelins. Wiley! Comment j'ai fini hier? 8-0 dans le challenge. J'ai perdu la première partie et après j'ai gagné 16 parties de suite. S'ils ont Land et Muxus, ça va être un peu compliqué, mais bon, on va voir. Est-ce qu'ils ont le 4e Land? Et est-ce qu'ils ont Muxus? Ok, pas Muxus. Ou peut-être ils n'ont pas le Land. C'est lequel qu'ils avaient? Peut-être qu'ils ont Muxus et qu'ils n'ont pas la mana. Non, c'était pas si facile. J'ai joué contre des plutôt bons jeux et des plutôt bons joueurs. I don't think my opponents yesterday were bad at all, right? We played against pretty reasonable decks and people were playing mostly well. Alright, I mean, I just have to take it, right? It's a lot of damage, but it's not like they can burn you out. We do need to hit here. Any reason to main phase it? Maybe I was supposed to make them sack something further. Alright, I died to a Krenko. Alright, I can beat Ringleader. Prospector is scary. They would need to sack their board to play Krenko though. Oh wait, they have Krenko on top. Oh, right. Yeah. I guess I'll lose, right? Alright. I don't think I could have done much. Am I supposed to bring in the reclamation stage in case they have ley lines? I guess reclamation stage killing a treasure is not even the end of the world. Are we gonna lose our first match? Could be. The sideboard games are actually harder, even though you have 4 Witch's Vengeance, because they have removal spells and they could write up a devil. Whereas game 1, if you get like a devil in play and like pretty much anything else, you're in great shape. A bit unlucky on my company, like even a Dreadhorde, I didn't think even a Dreadhorde Butcher would have been enough. Have I done any testing yet against Goblins with Leyline? No, I mean, it's like 3 players in the tournament that have that card, right? That was pretty good, obviously. I'm not sure Leyline's the end of the world, honestly. Maybe. As they have that card instead of removal, right? Because we don't need the removal as much if they have a Leyline. Be interesting to see how the games play out, but I'm not gonna sweat it. Do I even care if they sack their board for a Muxus? 4, 5, 6. They can cast Muxus, but then what? They sacked their board. They took 5 damage. Yeah. I mean, they're gonna get to resolve Muxus next turn anyways. I think that's fine. I could have killed just one, but I have Corvold in hand. And I want to keep as many permanents as possible. Yeah. And we know they have a land on top already, so... Mux is just not that scary, honestly. Plus, it's after sideboard, so they're going to have a bunch of removal spell in their deck. I mean... Yeah, I mean, sometimes you hit the literal 1 in a million. That was... Okay. That is literally like, what, 1... It's got to be like 1 in a million, obviously. When you have a land on top to hit, like, double Chieftain, Snoop with a crank on top. And I'm getting timed out. Yeah, I mean, sometimes they're gonna get got, right? Wow, that was actually just so disgusting. And you know they have like a bunch of removal spells in their deck too, like. Yeah, oh, whatever. Block, take 5, 7. Whatever. I think my play was fine. I don't know. I mean, if they do it this turn, they can do it next turn, right? That was my reasoning, because I'm going to play Corvold, I'm going to be tapped out. And it's not like Corvold, like, really stops them from doing that, so... I felt like, especially since I knew they had Mountain on top, I thought it was perfectly fine if they played Muxus.
I mean, I know I'm going to get got. But I'm going to get mine more than I get got, though.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my play was correct. Just sometimes it happens. How do you even do the odds for that? Well, they needed like 2 war chiefs, including a chieftain. Let's see. They needed probably at least 2 haze guys, including a chieftain, and either Krenko or Snoop was Muxus, or was Krenko on top? Yeah, I don't even know, man. I don't even know how you calculate something like that. They call Muxus next turn because you can kill the Prospector and they had 4 lands and a treasure? Well, they had a land on top, right? I don't get it. I mean, we'll see how Goblins do in the tournament. If Goblins does well, despite everyone knowing it was one of the like best decks, like 1 or 2 best decks, maybe the best deck, then you know you have the Temur Reclamation problem where, and they'll just have to ban Muxus. I don't even think Prospector it's good in the deck, but the deck will still be very like I don't even think the deck would be much worse without Prospector. You would just play like maybe more Matrons and the first Phyrexian Tower or something like that. Maybe could be good to make up for no Prospector. Also, there's the Torch Goblin, apparently. Apparently that's the technology. Alright, chat. I unfortunately don't think I'm beating an Extinction event. So... you know, if you can't beat them, just embrace them. I could have put Giganta in my hand to hedge a bit. Let's see, Lazy Scholar says if I kill something, then I play Corvold. And they have the same board, and if I don't die to the 1 attack, then I maybe kill them on the swing back. Yeah, you're actually maybe right. I didn't really think about it that way. What are they doing? What am I supposed to deal 1 damage to? 5, 8, 11. I don't think that 1 damage on this is going to matter, so I'd rather get them 1 lower, I guess, just in case. I'm not sure what's going on here. And I don't want to use the claim if I don't have to, right? Because 8, you know, I can put them down to 2. I needed a sack outlet. I needed a cat or a Woe Strider. I don't have a Woe Strider in the graveyard, right? No. I guess by not pinging Nissa, I ended up missing out on 1 damage. I think is what happened. I just didn't know what was going on. I wasn't paying attention. Our work was like 45 cards and they were 0.5%. Wait, did you do some kind of math? HS Blackwing? I think this deck should have a Castle Locked main. I didn't expect a ton of... I just didn't expect a ton of Sultai because I didn't think Sultai was good, and I figured other people would get to the same conclusion. Ugin is kind of scary. If people play Sultai, I hope they don't have too many Ugins in their list because the card's kind of hard to beat. Alright, how do I can't play my Giganta. Or next turn. Do I have an arch enemy? No, not really. Would you say Band Control is still a viable deck? Not sure. Probably good if you want to be just free decks. You know, you can probably build Band Control to be good against free decks, but I wasn't super good in my testing. Sultai Spartans Goblins. That actually wasn't my experience playing the matchup. Your game one's really bad, but after sideboard, I think you're a pretty big favorite. Was more removal and Gargaroth. Just a few removal spells into Gargaroth is incredibly hard for goblins to beat.
I have a question regarding the next series. I hope you can share some of your insight with us because we are going to watch Secret taking on EG, and I was hoping you had some words for that.
EG super shit, Secret's really good. Let's go.
I have a question.
What's that? EG super shit, Secret's really good.
Not only shit, super shit. That's not like a weird thing to say, honestly. Even if you think it. I just have to block here and hope they don't have a removal spell. I mean, it would have to be Heartless Act to eliminate. Doesn't even do it, and a lot of the time they just play eliminate. They could have like Vraska's Contempt too. How do you feel about main deck Rest in Peace and Esper Control? Isn't Cage just a better main deck card if you're going to play something like that? I think Cage is a really strong main deck card, and then people are kind of ready for it after sideboard. How long left in the challenges? To sign up like 1 hour? Yeah, I mean, I'm playing 2 swamps instead of 1 swamp, 1 castle, and obviously in this matchup, it's like if this was a castle, maybe I'd be winning right now. Wow, brutal. They didn't block? Why would you not block there? Any chance we'll do some brewing today? Well, I started a bit late, so I don't think I'm going to have time to... If I do poorly in the metagame challenge, what do you want to brew, Ride or Die? Historic or Standard? No, I guess no one wants to play Standard. I was joking. Yeah, we could play some... What do you want me to brew? Just like 4-color nonsense? But that's not really brewing. We've built these decks before and they're bad. That's just like messing around. We didn't play 4-color in Historic. I feel like it's one of the first few decks I've played. Not that good for them, but it's another card in the yard. Alright, the good news is we didn't bottom any companies. Thief of Sanity Coco? No, that sounds pretty bad. Alright. I built Niv before. I think I even played it a bit on stream. What's my opinion on standard and its future? I don't really think about that stuff. I don't know. I haven't played standard. Apparently, Uro is not even the best deck in standard. It's just like mono green. I don't know. I'm sure it'll be good again at some point. I mean, I thought it was even kind of good when Reclamation was the best deck. It was just not great. But I didn't think it was that bad. The like matches, the games were kind of interesting. Junt Food was Loris to get back Trail. I mean, Loris is a decent card. Even getting back Goose and stuff. Is that Uro? It is. Yikes. You know what? I messed up. I was supposed to scry. I was just not paying attention. 4-color Yorion Walkers or Esper Yorion Esper. Yeah, we could. I didn't play too many Yorion decks. What's the bad matchup of this Jund deck? I don't know. Maybe Junt with Citadel or. I haven't found a bad matchup. I think it's favored against Goblins, favored against Sultai. And then that's pretty much what people are playing, right? Alright, I just need to get lucky. I'm not gonna scry or anything. I'm at 8. So I'm technically not dead. I need to break a lot. That's not good enough. Why do not attack with Uro? Are you just trolling me? Yeah. False hope. Yeah, please do not draw more cards. You definitely don't need them. Whoops. Awkward. I should try not to do that in the Mythic Invitational. Do I have a reason for playing the non-Citadel list? Yeah, I played that deck and I started winning, so I never really tried the Citadel list, maybe a few matches and wasn't impressed. Thought Citadel was a bit slow, you know, against goblins and stuff. Not sure you want that in your deck. Dragon Espers, thanks for the Prime sub. Welcome to the sewer. I don't know what to have. I don't know if I need Reclamation Sage or not. Yeah, the Citadel list feels like you flood a bit. And Trail of Crumbs seemed kind of slow, but it's powerful. What are you playing, Kai, by the way? Are you playing Goblins or are you playing Junt? Should I go down to 2 Evans? Playing goblins. Shouldn't this deck have a black castle? I wanted to play. I had one swamp, one black castle, and LSV convinced me to play. Do I take the 1 damage, or do I take the chance of being able to cast a 2-drop? I think I'll take the 1 damage. These games are like really close. Sometimes they come down to the wire. I don't know. LSV just convinced me to play 2. We just thought it would be more goblins and mirror matches than. I mean, it's still 1 damage a turn. If I play Thicket, it means I don't have cat attacking, so. Where is the LSV historic content? Have you not heard? LSV is busy doing Amongst Us content. There's actually Amongst Us content on Channel Fireball, by the way, if you guys are interested. I don't even exactly. I mean, I understood it's some kind of. It's a kind of werewolf game, right, basically. Alright, if they have Cry of the Carnarium, I think I'd rather play Woe Strider first. I'm screwing with you. Was the LSV thing? No? Channelfireball.com. Let's see it. Oh, when you... Choose your party. No, that's not it. Among Us strategy guide. And it's not even CFB Pro. That'd been kind of funny if it was CFB Pro. How to play game structure. Dude, he's just all about it. He loves it. Yeah, maybe I'll see if CFB doesn't want to sponsor my Dota team. My tier 17 Dota team. This is kind of a spot where you don't really want to draw land. I could see sacking. Oven is good though. Are they just dead? They're not, right? 7, 11, 12. Pretty close. Maybe I should just ignore Narset. Famous last words. GeoGuessr article 1. I mean, there's already GeoGuessr content out there, right? Chat, I have a problem here. I don't know if you can see what's going on, but alright, definitely sacking the cat. Could have actually probably sacked the cat on my turn. That was a mistake. The land's probably decent. I can do better. Should I sack the Reaper? Actually, I should not sack anything, right? Because if I keep the Butcher, I go Woe Strider, claim, and they're dead. Alright. Oh yeah, just an oven. 4 plus 5 plus 1. Yeah. But sure, totally reasonable cards. Nothing to see here. Does Salta usually have leyline in the sideboard? I'm assuming yes. 2 cat, 2 oven. Seems good. Yeah, this is pretty good configuration. I lost a match. I lost a game and a match so far. I lost more games and matches in 3 rounds than in 8 yesterday. After watching Tangrams yesterday, call for it was the nuts. Yeah, he won a tournament, right? Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, maybe we should have played Corvold in the main deck. I could see that. New to the card game, do enchantment cards act as a creature in your deck? I'm not sure. Was collected company, you mean? Enchantments are enchantments, creatures are creatures. Has Butcher been? Pretty great. It's nice speed bump against goblins, and I mean, sometimes it does nothing, but it's pretty rare that it does absolutely nothing. Tigros, thank you for the Prime sub. Thanks for the 4 months. How did you guys land on 2 leyline and red black sap? Seems like the only unfavorable matchup. I just didn't think these decks would be super popular. It seemed like red black sack was falling out of favor, and same for mono black got Pharaoh's Gift. And I really wanted all the other cards. Innocent Blood against the Woe Strider deck is kind of sketchy. NGL. Alright. Interesting spot. I think I should just play Reaper. You think Serrated Scorpion would be good? No, you're not really like a super aggressive deck. I mean, you get damage in here and there, but I think it's okay in the red-black version, and maybe if you have Lurus and stuff. I don't know. It's fine cards. I'm already not playing Blood Artist. Right. That card, I suck. I don't really suck. Could I have played around it? Could have just played Devil, and then I play into Extinction Event on Odd. I think I'm okay with that card. It kind of adds up, right? Could even play Lovestruck Beast first into Butcher, maybe? Stotsy's a trap in Jaunt. Questionable, I'm not sure. Yeah, obviously you can't have too many non-creature spells because of Collected Company, and there's not that many decks where Thoughtseize is key, you know? Would mostly be against something like Blue-White Control that doesn't have Uro to recoup and kind of want to snag a Rest in Peace or snag the Sweeper. Alright, I need a cat. That could work. Alright, I'll take it. Why is Guy quoting Sun Tzu? What's going on here? I mean, I just need a claim and I win. No, not exactly. Should I sack my Love Struck Beast? Probably. I mean, it's not over. I need to draw a land. Yeah, if I just kept the other land, clearly it was a good play. Why would you even say that? Land. All right. That's pretty gross. Still not over though, but I mean, I'd rather just obviously draw something that kills them, like an oven or a Phyrexian Tower or something, or Vraska. They need event into Uro. I like that. I like that as well. Gargi. Just finish them in style. Dying to your own creatures. That's close. That's close, close, close. Order. However, there are imposters in your midst and you have to find them out and throw them out of the airlock before they kill the crew and sabotage the ship. So how is it like... How is it much different than Werewolf? It's Werewolf with more steps. It's like a better Werewolf, basically. Because Werewolf has like some... Yeah, more variance in flavor. The tasks are fun to do. During the night, you are actually playing and your decisions matter. And after you die, there's still stuff to do. Yeah, that's cool. The good old 28-person werewolf games where you get killed on night one. We played couple werewolf games at Magic Turn. I've played like once. I think it was at a GP. Like 20 plus players playing werewolf. It was on the rooftop. I don't know if anyone was there. It was on a rooftop of a hotel or something. A sideboard introduction. A Reclamation Sage is for artifacts and enchantments. Act of Treasons is for big creatures. Leyline of the Void is for graveyard decks. Corvold and Vraska is for kind of a lot of matchups, honestly. And then Witch's Vengeance is for goblins. And then if you want to see how I sideboard, you can check out my run in the challenge yesterday. I played against Sultai, I played against Goblins. I played honestly between today and yesterday, I've played against most major archetypes. Alright, hopefully they're just dead. Let's see. Five. I'm one short. 6, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no, they're dead. Exactsies. Alright, so against Sultai, I bring in Act of Treason, I bring in Ooze. I've been bringing in Reclamation Sage in the Dark, but I'm not sure I should. And I trimmed that stuff. I think Bone Crusher Giant's pretty bad because of 2 damage. If you know they have Ooze, maybe Bone Crusher is okay, and most lists play Ooze. But it's just another free drop that dies to Extinction Event, and that doesn't do much. It does live through Crowd the Carnarium. Maybe I'll do 1 Rex Sage, 1 Bone Crusher. And trimming on Cats and Oven. Kind of makes sense. The priests are like not great against sweepers, but I think you need some even cost creatures because of Extinction Event. Like sometimes it's gonna be in play and they can't cast a Garderox, you know. Yeah, I mean if ever people have questions about which cards to craft, you can ask like which cards are essentials and stuff. I mean, I don't think any of the sideboard cards are essential, honestly. You might just have a few blind spots and stuff, but it's kind of give or take, you know. You'll have like worse matchups against some decks and some cards and better matchups in other decks, and just try not to have too many cards to bring in a matchup and waste sideboard slots. Yeah, Ooze is a good leyline replay. Ooze is a good graveyard. Like if I didn't have leylines in my sideboard, I would have a second Ooze. What can I replace the leyline with if I don't have it? Yeah, Ooze is pretty good. Maybe some small amounts of Scrabbling Claws or Solgad Lantern is okay. I know Krogi's had like 1 Magnus for in his sideboards. I haven't run into the red leyline much. I'm not too worried. I think it's like 4 players in the tournament that have that card in their deck, as far as I know. So, you know, I think I can beat it. Just, oh, oops, 2 life down the drain. Oh wait, I can't play my red. Oh wow, now I can't play a Butcher on turn 2 if I draw it. Oh, I see that was a misclick. Daily quest of Gab, why do you play White Cemetery over Tomb on turn 1? Easy daily quest. There's a tourney this weekend. Yeah, it starts on Thursday. Thursday's day 1, Friday's day 2 for players who make the cut, and then Saturday, Sunday's the top 8. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely scared when I saw red leyline. I was like, God, how am I going to beat that card? But I guess we'll figure it out. So I guess maybe Devil for... Oh, no, I have Ghost Rider. All right, definitely Ghost Rider first. What do you think the Czech are bringing to the Invitational? I have no idea. All right, that's not a bad spot for me. Trading basically 2 for wanting them. I wonder if they weren't supposed to kill the priest there. Seemed like potential misplay. Alright, definitely attacking and definitely playing devil first. Because of cry. Definitely don't need more devils. I ended up not losing the 2 life, by the way. Life total still 20. This is kind of close. Some players play Gust and Sabotage, but if I don't do it now, I miss out on a... Alright, I'll just say go, I guess. Maybe that Ether Gust in hand, you know? Do Sultai players just board out land after sideboard? Is that why they never have lands? Just bring in, they cut 4 lands for 4 removal spell. Can I do anything cool here? Not really, right? It's pretty underwhelming. I could just play a Reaper and attack, but then I get trigged by Extinction Event. I think unfortunately that's the line here. I'm like Cry of the Carnarium proof and Extinction Event proof. It's not a bad spot to be. And I have and they're just dead if they play Gargaroth. Looks like we should win. I guess if they have Ether Gust, eliminate. Okay. It's a tricky spot. So against Extinction Event, it's really hard for them to win this game. Should I just play Reclamation Sage? Is Bone Crusher's better against spot removal? Tempo Sage, yeah, I mean, sometimes you just need a dummy. They probably have Nissa in hand and they're like, well, if I play Nissa, I lose to literally every card in their deck. I wonder if they had Nissa and did they even bother. They're like, I'm not going to even try. Kahira. Oh, Blue White. I think Blue White's probably a tough matchup. Is every matchup a bad matchup for Sultai? I think Sultai might actually be favored against Goblins. If you build your deck right. They didn't shock themselves last turn, right? And they didn't cycle a sensor yet. I mean, I have to play Reaper now, because if I don't play it now, it means they can just Wrath of God my entire board away. Alright, that's good news. And Shark Typhoon's more likely than Settle at this point. I only have 1 basic left in my deck. It really kind of is a big deal if they have Settle somehow. Should I play like a coward? I think I'm going to play like a coward. I'm going to play that. This way if they have a counter spell, I know I can attack with everyone. And I'm just going to attack with... Wow, they actually had settled. Man, I drew my one swamp. Feels bad, man. Maybe I should have done just the butcher. Daily quest of asking what the record is when it's on the screen. Minus 200. I mean, the Excel's pretty stock. I had one, at least one, you know. Yeah, maybe I should have just stacked with the butcher, honestly. I don't know. Okay, no green mana, but double butcher is nice. Alright, so we're pretty sure they don't have Wrath of God, right? So I'm definitely playing at least one devil. And then I'll just dump my hand. Make them have it, not give them more time. I mean, I can recover from a Wrath of God. Wow, I wonder if they drew it. I wonder if they drew it or if they hooked me. I mean, surely they drew it, no? Encore en français? Ok. Spring Stingray. Merci d'avoir demandé l'omelette au fromage. Ok, je crois que j'ai perdu maintenant. Ah! Je sais pas, chat, est-ce que je t'ai supposé jouer le deuxième diable ou... Peut-être pas. Maintenant, je pense que j'ai perdu. Triste. Ouais, on va perdre, je crois. I mean, leur main était pas mal, quoi. Ils avaient 3 sweepers, ils doivent en jouer 5. Peut-être 6 à tout casser. Je pense que c'est pas mal de jouer 4 colères et 2 settle. Parce que tous les jeux, c'est quasiment que des jeux créatures. Il n'y a pas trop de jeux contrôle, il y a un peu de sultai. Le nom des cartes en français, je connais pas le nom des cartes en français. Giganta, le puits de la source. Let's see. Let's see if that's what his actual name is in French. Giganta. Français. Giganta la source. Alright, back to English. They tug Giganta so I can't play my green cards. Do you speak French, Spring Stingray? Or are you just listening, you just like to hear people speak French? Why not play a Forest Main deck? Because there's not that many people who play Field Overing and Cellular Wreckage, and you don't need more green sources, you need more black sources. I guess I'm getting kind of low. I mean, they probably have a bunch of counter spells in hand. Okay, that means they're not like super comfortable with what they have. They probably don't have much in hand, actually. Yeah, I don't know why opponent hasn't used Field of Ruin yet. I'm not even sure I was supposed to shock myself here. That seems kind of good. Does that make sense? Kind of sucks to now have a Giganta on top. Devil and... Nope. A pretty awkward spot here. Was I even supposed to put Midnight Reaper in play? Oh yeah, I can't block anymore. Just dead. Alright. I don't know what they're doing, but I'm just gonna scoop. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they drew that. I wonder if they drew that Wrath of God or not. It's just pretty bad against them. Claim could be good, but I'd rather have my other cards. Yeah, I think I'd probably win if I don't put that second devil in my hand in play. I was in a pretty good spot, honestly. I wasn't that desperate. Sometimes against blue-white, you shoot yourself in the foot by not fully committing to the board, but I was like, I think I could have maybe hedged. It is a Thoughtseize matchup here, but I'm not even unhappy. I have like no bad cards in my deck. All creatures, my company are gonna pretty much always hit 2 creatures. This is like, I'd rather have a second Vraska than a Thoughtseize in this matchup. I'd rather have like a second Vraska and maybe like an I almost played an Angrath. Because I wanted 3 ways to answer a Gargaros, so I wanted 2 Act of Treason, and I figured maybe I'd play an Angrath, or could have played a 3rd Act of Treason. This way against Sultai, you're more likely to have something. Board's a little white for blue-white? Not really. I'm happy with all the cards I have in my deck right now. I mean, Devil's probably not the absolute best, maybe having like... I mean, I'd rather have like a 4th Reaper and a second Vraska if I was going to pick cards, I think, rather than Thoughtseize. What do you think the worst matchup for Junt is? I don't know. The mirror match? I don't know. Goblin's kind of I mean, I don't know, man. I haven't played enough. Maybe like another John Sack deck. It's like better tuned for the mirror or something. I can see Blue-Eyed or Band being tough. I don't know. Have you seen the Goblins people running Iron Crack Feet? Yeah, seems kind of good. I didn't have time to try it. How do you beat Black Leyline and White Leyline? I literally have Reclamation Sage in my sideboard. I mean, you can beat these cards. You can just kill them with your creatures. Doesn't look like they even have Censor. Didn't see Neutralize or Absorb in game 1. I'll play a Company, it's fine. I mean, I don't want to... I just resolves. Never lucky. Not sure what I'm supposed to do if they settle here. Chef, good Company in response. I guess I'm going to shuffle it away anyways. I think I just have to say go, because if I play one of my big dudes, they can just Teferi tuck, and I'm in a bad spot. But we're also pretty sure they don't have a counter spell. I think main face company is bad since we don't think they have a counter spell. They probably have like Wrath of Gods in hand. They might have a kind of awkward hand with a bunch of Teferis and Wrath of Gods. All right. Wait, what? Oh. Oh, that was awkward. Rough. Baffling it into Wrath. Could I have played differently? I didn't have a sack outlet on my company, right? It was like Dreadhorde, Butcher, and Ooze and stuff. Yeah. They probably have another one. Taking 2 Mayhem and playing the Ghost Rider. Did I have all of that? Did I just have them dead on board and I missed it? That'd be weird. Maybe, yeah. Sometimes I miss obvious stuff. Should feel a burn if they have nothing going on. I do Strider from Corvold. Okay. Playing that when they have no board, what? I think they're just dead, right? Why do people do that? Why do they do it? I just have to play in full control.
The traveller reached the summit and was met warmly by the old man. "Will you be using this power for good?" asked the elder. The man smiled. "No, I won't," he replied Gabriel. The old man's eyes rolled into the back of his head as his body slumped over.
I won't use the powers for good, chat. I'm a terrible human being. You shall have. Thank you so much. Thanks for the 16 months. You don't do fan fiction on your On your Twitter account, right? I think I follow you. Maybe you don't. Part-time half-ass streamer. Only here, Gav origin stories. Nice. Do you compile them? Do you save them in a file? For when I'm super famous? When I run for president in 2040? Do I want more priests in this matchup? Priest kind of makes it hard for them to maximize with settle and baffling it and stuff. I feel like Corval's somewhat of a trap. And Devil is kind of underwhelming. Maybe Devil just kind of sucks against all the sweepers and the settles and stuff. I'm gonna try 4 priests and 2 devils instead. Honestly, just having Cat Oven against Blue-White is kind of nice. Ugh. I would snap keep if any of these 4 cards was a land. Ugh. Ugh. Bit greedy. I could see bottoming Corvold. I could see... Yeah, I'm not sure. Bottoming Corvold. I could see bottoming a Butcher. Come on, Reclamation Sage. Alright, looks like this game's gonna be... GG. If they curve into Teferi, I guess I can finish it off. I guess I could just Teferi plus. Was that my doorbell? No, that was my phone. Not sure what I wanted though. Alright, I'm not gonna cast does it make sense to like hard cast Bone Crusher when they have Kahira in hand? Probably not, right? What if they have Teferi? They would have played it probably. I'm not sure what to do here. I feel like just that is the play. Yo, El Grand Boa, merci pour le raid. Bienvenue tout le monde. Welcome everyone. I don't know, this is kind of bad though. Because now they played Teferi, I'm gonna wish I played Bone Crusher. But it could have a Wrath of God. I think this is the best play, but I could obviously get owned. Qu'est-ce ça Thierry? Ça joue quoi ces jours-ci? Ça s'entraîne pour le MIQ? Tu sais ce que tu vas jouer? Bon, il reste 3-4 jours, donc j'imagine que t'es pas sûr, mais... Tu sais déjà ce que tu vas jouer? Junt, quelle version? That's a free omelette du fromage for you, chat. Yeah, that's a reason. Yeah, I kind of messed up, I think. Alright, I'm just gonna shock them. Plan Corvold. Apparently Corvold's the nuts. I don't know. Corvold's like kind of bad when people have Ether Gust and stuff in their deck. Like, do I even play Corvold here, or do I just play Lowstrider? It's not like I want to sack my lands right now. I don't know, maybe this was bad. Maybe I should just play Corvold. I don't know, Old Port I redeemed to push my buttons, but didn't choose a button. Yeah, anyone who wants me to play Collected Company right now, not the play. Alright, I just lose to a counterspell. Yeah. I guess in hindsight, I wish I played Corvold and sacked a land. I'm not sure I would be in much better shape though. Yeah, I just lost the game the turn I didn't play Bone Crusher Giant, maybe. I think maybe that was the mistake. Blue White's definitely a tough matchup, especially if they draw well like that, like the one cage, the little ramp, little removal, Teferi, a bit of everything. Yeah, Shocking Face at 16 was kind of nonsense as well, I agree. All this game's very over. All right, Steve. Yeah, 2 damage to face was probably nonsense. I think Vraska's just much better than Corvold in this matchup because it's 1 mana cheaper and it actually deals. It's just so good against them. But I didn't expect much blue white. And Corvold's nice against goblins and I don't know. I'm not gonna block. I can draw a Midnight Reaper. And I trade a bit more profitably. How much blue white is Invitational? We don't know yet. Alright, good games. Impeccable form. I don't know about impeccable, but decent form. Should I do 20 push-ups every time I lose a match on stream? I did that for a little while. Every time I would punt. Every time a punt would cost me a game, I would do 10 push-ups, I think, or 20. That'd be a good one. I was going to play the priest. Hope I run on tap land. Or a 2-drop. Oh. Huh. I don't weigh 50 kilos. I weigh 70. I don't know what they're playing, but I'm going to main phase even if it's really bad against a sweeper. I'm out of breath. Do I have Pact of Negation in hand? Are they trolling? How do they pay? Well, that's awkward. Maybe Devil's not the greatest in these matchups where they have a billion removal and it's hard to piece everything together. Opponent kind of
He chose poorly.
I don't expect that to happen at the Mythic Invitational. Alright, well, I don't think it matters what I draw since they're just going to pack themselves into a loss anyways. But I guess this hand will do. On the off chance you just don't like suicide. You think they have discontinuity but no upkeep stop? But what did they even counter? Didn't they like how to counter the company? Yeah, I guess that card's okay. Look at that Lovestruck Beast. Perfect deck building. Is that better than playing a Dreadhorde Butch or an Oven? It's kind of close. Oven with Midnight Reaper is nice if they have Baffling Ends and whatnot, some exile effects. Hey, Craig. Let's go, Craig. Let's go, Craig Wesco. Okay, Rest in Peace is annoying. I'm glad I didn't play the Oven on turn 1. Hey, Carpenter TV. Pact of Negation? No. Alright, little freebie. A little freebie to get us to 4 and 2. Definitely not as smooth sailing as yesterday night. We're on the bubble. Maybe if I have a bit of time, I'll do a quick set review or what they've spoiled so far, because we're going to talk about it on the podcast, so I kind of want to know what I'm talking about. Man, opponent goes first, and I have a pretty tempting hand, honestly. Is that a keep? There's no way, right? Yeah. There's no way. Yeah, I mean, I never keep these hands, but secretly just always keep these hands when I'm not streaming. I just can't help myself. I'm a degen. Like, I think in the past I would have bottom claim, but I think I'm supposed to bottom swamp. But I could be wrong. I think the way these decks works when you have turn 1 cat, turn 2 priest. Like I could, yeah, I don't know. I just, you know, just a feel player now. Just felt it was right to. Well, their cards are so cheap, most of them. Maybe I'll play Woe Strider first because it's cheaper. Or because it uses my mana more efficiently is what I meant. Have I cast Giganta? Yeah, I've cast Giganta. Cheap spell. That'll do. Maybe I should play Claim first to play around Spell Pierce. Yeah, probably. I'd rather resolve Claim, I think, than Butcher, but I think Spell Pierce is a real possibility. So I think I have to play Claim first. Oh, that card, yeah. Kind of getting owned here. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. Who's you? I draw? Yeah. But if I don't attack, maybe it also falls off. Because they didn't attack this turn, I attacked. I'm going to try attacking was both, maybe? We'll see. I'd be like so good if not only did I draw, but it also like... No, I didn't fall off. Oh, because it's not their end step, it's my end step, right? Yeah. Alright, same deal. This one first because of Spell Pierce. That was just bad what I did, right? If I draw land, I lose the mana. And I didn't do it in response. What am I even doing? Wait, they took the damage? Oh my god, I got so lucky. Woo! Whoopsie! Small misclick. Did I misstep my mana? No, I needed double reds. Yeah, I got into 2-loss bracket and I took out the checkbook. This challenge is getting really expensive, chat. I'm not sure it's totally worth it, honestly. The submarine strats. Yeah, I'm just gonna. Alright, it gives +1/+1. Alright, I mean, obviously they'd have a counter spell, but I don't know, maybe they were. Okay. Well, I played around spell piece properly early in the game. Please, there's that. If you don't have any vengeance, what can you play instead? What would be good against goblins if you don't have vengeance? I heard Thoughtseize is pretty good against them. Oh. Well, I should definitely... Wait, how does that even work? They get to counter. Did I mess up? I'm probably fine here. I haven't thought about it, but you could just... I mean, I board out the claims to bring in the priests. Is that a bad attack? Looks like a bad attack. Kind of lost focus. So if I use Priest now, they could put Brazen Bar into play. They could counter the ability. I kind of want to take it. I'll just take it. I don't think I quite had lethal. That's close. Usually you want all your cheap cards in these matchups. I could see Reclamation Sage being reasonable. I could see Reaper being kind of bad. Vengeance for Pirates. Sounds kind of bad. Vraska. I think you want all your cheap cards, honestly. I don't think Vraska's good. I think I'm just considering Reclamation Stage. Oh, they might have Grab Vigorous Cage too, right? I don't know, it seems like hard for them to win without an Obsession. Maybe I'll just board out Midnight Reaper. Not something I do very often. Probably gonna end up regretting it. Just not gonna play into Spell Pierce, I guess. Alright, get up Sailor. I mean, I would keep one land. I think they mulligan. I'd definitely keep one land Obsession on the mulligan. Alright, it's about to get ugly. I think this is better than Priest plus Lovestruck Beast. Question is, do I sack Devil if they play an Obsession on it? No, probably not. Nice. Oh, I only have one green. Uh-oh. Played the wrong land last turn. Yeah, the Corrupting Rescues don't even do anything right now. That's what I needed against the blue-white deck. That's when I needed that Reclamation Sage. Not now. It's probably a little loose. Playing to like look at Dispersal. Either way is probably fine. Don't matter much, right? A new rogue deck. 1 free flash for 2, flying. As long as an opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard, rogues you control get +1/+0. Whenever one or more rogue you control attacks, each opponent mails 2 cards. Oh, seems kind of whatever. Oh, mirror match. I think they misclicked. They're a bit nervous to play against me. Understandable. I think Alvin's pretty important to protect you from the claims. Actually, I haven't played the mirror match a ton, so good practice. I have absolutely no idea what to do. I need crow keys. Play better than up. Yeah, that's gonna be. Alright, I guess I'll just say go. And get rid of the priest. Crow keys would kill priest right away, yeah. I think because they're on the play, I need to kill the priest. I'm gonna do it, so I'm gonna do it now. Alright, they don't have lands. I guess that's kind of good for me. Maybe they have lands. Yeah. And the mirror match tries some kind of headache, right? I mean, I'm sure some games are like pretty one-sided, but I think you have to do it in response, right? Yikes. And I'm already down to 10. Alright, so Leyline in. Who's in? Sage in. I don't know about that stuff. I think Priest is good. I think Butcher's probably bad. I think Love Strike Beat's probably bad. Corvold and Vraska. I think that Corvold's like too little too late when they have a good draw. Vraska doesn't seem that great either. Act of Treason is basically just more removal for Devil, because Devil's just so important. Yeah, I guess I can't afford to have Act of Treason. Blood Artist seems nuts in the mirror. Not really. Just win more like in every other matchup. Mostly win more. It's not gonna save. It's whoever has sticks a devil wins. So like, no one's not gonna save you when someone has devil. I don't think it's very important in the mirror match. Kind of want to bottom Bone Crusher. Pourquoi je joue un compagnon qui donne des infos sur mon jeu? Parce que dans le tournoi, mon adversaire saura déjà ce que je joue, il connaîtra ma liste, donc ça donne pas d'infos. Et le compagnon, il faut juste qu'il gagne genre une partie sur 50 à peu près, je pense, pour que ça vaille le coup de l'avoir dans ton side. Should I beat them down? Sure. I think this is better than just playing Low Strider. Is there any card this deck would play if Companion wasn't a thing? In the main deck, not really. Like Murder Strider is reasonable. I mean, obviously some people play Citadel, but that's a bit different. But no, not really, I don't think so. Tony Grams had Citadel in his deck, right? Or is Citadel only in the sideboards? Seems like a mistake to play one Murder Strider and not have Giganta, even if it's only for your game ones, but... Giganta has been pretty good for me against Sultai. Problem is, if I sack that, then my Devil's not that good of a draw anymore. Like if I see a green, I'm just gonna not sack. Interesting. I think I'm supposed to cycle. That's weird. Did I try to build a fog machine control deck? No, that sounds pretty bad. Alright, looks like we're probably gonna lose this game, chat. 5-3 run. Not bad. 13-3 overall was yesterday. That would be my Castle Locktwain, by the way. One of these two swamps would be Castle Locktwain. Doesn't seem like you really get in these spots in the mirror match. I feel like usually someone snowballs and the matchup's not that grindy that Castle actually matters. Yeah. I guess that's another reason to keep my goat around, right? Just because they have Priest. I'm telling you, Castle is really good. I know Castle is a good card. But you also lose games because Castle is your black source and you have Freelands that come into play tapped in the first 3 turns in the game instead of just having Swamp on tap land, you know, like with Summit and Cemetery. I understand what Castle does. Should I play my land? Is there a reason? They have Thoughtseize in their deck, I guess. Not sure what open's giving me the nice. Should I have attack there? Maybe. I can probably just scoop them up, right? I'll make them play it out. I think maybe I should have attacked last turn. Was both. I could come back because I could just draw claim. I mean, even if I lose my board, if I have like 3 lucky draws in a row or something, I think I can still win. So I guess I should sag giant. I think I just need to draw a claim, basically. Am I dead? Down to 9. Sack a priest, bring back a cat. Down to 6. No, I'm not dead on board. Well, just in case. That's a good play by them. Rather than just sack a priest and I'm not sure what I'm still playing. You know, it's Magic. Sometimes you're in the mood to play a non-winnable game. It's part of one of the multiple ways we get to enjoy a game of Magic. Sometimes it seems fun to just Why did I settle on John Sack for an Invitational? How do you think I'm going to answer that question? Could it be maybe that I thought it was the best deck? I guess I don't always play the best deck, so... Cab, why did you play the deck you played? Well, I was losing all the time. I haven't won a match in testing. But... I'm 1 card short. Maybe they'll sack it. They'll panic. Panic sack. Yeah, they panic sacked. I'll let you have no cards in hand and no way to sack it. Got him. Absolutely got him, chat.
Toss a coin to your streamer, oh valley of Twitch chat, oh valley of Twitch chat, oh oh oh.
A penny for your 4-color Urian Planeswalkers KEKKOMRADEE.
All right, ride or die. Are you gonna be around tonight?